Yeah, it's strong. Yes. So
It's actually really nice.
if you guys can hear, you should be able to, but I'll just clean this water droplet. Me and Kat have had like such a crazy couple of hours. Getting here was mad. We came from Santa Marta, so actually it was a bus, but the bus was like a mini bus, and we were on it for 5 hours with like the break in the middle. But do you know what? It was actually really nice and air conditioned. Yeah, I can't complain. We eventually found the ferry port. We were supposed to get a ferry to this beautiful island, which is called Baru, B-A-R-U. Basically, Katrin and I had to get a taxi to Baru because all the boats depart in the morning and return in the afternoon. So when we got to the port at 4 p.m., all the boats had gone for the day. So we had to get into a taxi with this crazy taxi man. He kept overtaking in the hard shoulder. I say hard shoulder, but it was literally sand. So he kept going into the sand, overtaking these big trucks. Sometimes he'd overtake like 2 trucks at a time, maybe 3 on a bend. There were also no seatbelts in the car, and he was also hysterically laughing at a crash. There was literally a car all busted up on the road. He was laughing and pointing. And he didn't really talk to myself and Kat. He was just like singing and laughing. And because he was driving so crazily, he actually ended up hitting a lot of potholes really hard, which, he didn't enjoy. He was cursing a lot. And at one point, he jumped out of the car and he had punctured his oil under his car. So there was like a massive oil spill going back for I don't know how long. So at this point, Katrin and I jumped out. We said, we're not going any further with this man. We're going to get out of the car and walk ourselves. That was our crazy taxi man experience. But guys, getting off Baru Island was just as hard as getting to Baru Island. We had prepaid for a return boat the next day to pick us up. Apparently this yellow fisherman's boat was going to pick us up, basically outside our hostel. So we were waiting on the beach and the boat never showed. So I ended up calling the boat company, and it was a bit confusing because a lot of it was through Spanish, but luckily a man in the hostel could speak both Spanish and English, so he was able to translate. And basically there was going to be no boat coming for us. The boat had already departed without us. It left us on the island. So we were going to have to get a lift back with the crazy taxi driver, and we both were not keen. So I was basically demanding that the boat was going to come back and pick us up and bring us back to Cartagena. We waited on the beach for another 30 minutes or so, and then out of nowhere, a yellow boat appeared in the distance. So Kat and I started waving it down from the beach with our big rucksacks, and the boat came in so quickly. These 2 men jumped out, and I was like, fantastic. They literally grabbed my rucksack, threw it in the boat, did the same for Katrin, and then lifted the 2 of us up and threw us in the boat. And we sped off into the distance to Cartagena. He's literally making up pina coladas. It's insane.
That is insane.
Everyone finds this a side hustle here, don't they?
They do. Or, yeah, you get hassle with it.
Yeah.
Like, even when you're snorkeling in the middle
Yeah,
of the
yeah, literally. Even when you're snorkeling in the middle of the sea, you get hassled.
sea. Yeah.
How could you have a pina colada here, lad? How do you have one here? In the middle of the ocean, you know? Insane. Oh, Jesus. It's our last national flight. We're leaving Cartagena, which I think was my favourite city of this trip. And I get my flight to Madrid tomorrow around 9 p.m.